Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Timmy Treacle, also known as Horror Fan for Life, and I'm continuing with my top 10 list. And right now I'm giving you my top 10 movies of 2008. But before I start the top 10 list, I have some honorable mentions. And they are Semi-Pro, Quarantine, Sex and the City, Mamma Mia, Bolt, Tropic Thunder, Eagle Eye, 21, Cloverfield, 7 Pounds, Baby Mama, Twilight, The House Bunny. All great movies, just couldn't make my top 10 list. But coming in at number 10 is The Strangers. Yes. Oh, I love this movie. This is one of the scariest movies I've ever watched. I've only seen it twice, and I haven't watched it for several years. I can't wait to revisit it. I really enjoyed the sequel. It was a slasher movie, which is, I loved what we got. I love the characters, of course. But the original movie is amazing. You have that whole isolated movie, and first there's a knock on the door, and then it just continues from there. And this is a really creepy movie, and I love the performances of the two leads, especially Liv Tyler. Beautiful woman. But I love this movie, and it deserves a spot on the top 10 list for 2008. Coming in at number 9, I'm probably going to get some hate for this, but I don't give up. Number 9 is Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Unlike some other people, I prefer this movie over the third movie in this franchise. The Last Crusade, it's good. I'm not a fan of Sean Connery, so that was a bummer. But this movie reunites Harrison Ford with Karen Allen, which I love, and Shia LaBeouf is in this movie. I enjoyed that as well. I love the story, and I love Indiana Jones. The Last Crusade is not a god awful movie, but I'm just not a huge fan of it. I like the performance of Harrison Ford and even River Phoenix at the beginning of the movie playing a young Indy, but it just wasn't that good. But Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is very underrated in my opinion, and I really enjoyed it. And I hope we get another movie. Coming number 8 is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. This was something totally different that I did not expect. But if you haven't seen the movie, Brad Pitt is born, but when he is born old. And he grows up being an older man, and then as he ages, he becomes a child, and then a little boy, and then a baby, and then poof, he's gone. It's a medical anomaly. But this is a fantastic movie. Great story, great characters, great direction, just everything across the board is great about this movie, which is why I earned a spot on my top 10 list. Coming to number 7, there's another movie I'm probably going to get some hate from, but from a few critics, especially some on YouTube, and that is Four Christmases. I love this movie. I don't understand the hate for this movie. I know offset or even on set that Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn didn't get along, but they were professionals. They did the movie, and they did a great job. I loved what they did in this movie, and I love the characters. Basically, this movie is about a young couple who, every holiday season, decide to take a vacation instead of spending time with their families. Well, this one year, they are fogged in, and so they have to spend the day doing Four Christmases. And it starts off with Vince Vaughn's dad's Christmas, played by Robert Duvall, who is freaking hilarious. You have Tim McGraw and Jon Favreau as his brothers, who pick on him and beat the crap out of him. Uh, it's just so funny. And then you go to Reese's mom's house, and then they end up putting on a play. Vince and Reese do, which is hilarious. Then they go to Vince's mom's house, where his classmate is now dating or married to his mom, played by Sissy Spacek, which she's just great. And then they end up at Reese's father's house to end the movie. But it's full of laughs. It's a Christmas movie I watch every Christmas and deserves a spot on my top 10 list. Number 6 is WALL-E. Number 5 is a movie I just watched about 2 weeks ago called The Wrestler. This was a freaking awesome movie. You have Mickey Rourke, who's playing an aging wrestler, been doing it for 20 years in the small time circuits and everything. And he has a hard time letting go. But he's battling some demons. Not only battling his body and all the injuries and surgeries and everything, but he's trying to reconnect with his daughter as well. And also trying to start a relationship with Marissa Tomei's character, who happens to be an aging stripper. But this is a really heartbreaking movie. The third act alone, I actually cried in this movie. But it just goes to show you the dedication that people have to their craft. And this is no exception. Mickey Rourke should have been nominated for an Oscar. He did a terrific job in this movie. And yeah, I watched this movie. I gave it a perfect score. My review for it is on my channel. You can find it there. But The Wrestler, I highly recommend that you check it out. It's an amazing movie. Number 4 is The Dark Knight. Need I say more? I mean, come on. One of the greatest comic book movies, superhero movies of all time. Number 3 is Gran Torino. One of Clint Eastwood's best movies. It's about an aging man, retired guy, who next door has neighbors who are, as he calls them, gooks. And one of them is supposed to steal his Gran Torino. He gets busted by his neighbor. And so for him to work off everything, he has him do some things around the house that need to be done. And he forms a great friendship with this kid. This kid is being picked on by his cousin and his gang member friends. But he's really good with his hands and doing construction and everything. But they just won't leave him alone. And the ending to this movie is so badass. And it's so Clint Eastwood. If you haven't seen Gran Torino, check it out. It's a fantastic movie. One of Clint's best. Definitely top 10 in my opinion. Coming in at number 2 is Marley and Me. Oh my God. You want to talk about a sad movie? Owen Wilson and Jennifer Aniston work well together. They're wanting to start a family, but first they decide to get a dog just to see how it is and to test the waters. Then eventually they have a few kids, but it centers around Marley. And eventually, like with a lot of these dog movies, we all know what's coming. Marley ends up dying, and I bawled my eyes out. It's a great movie, fun family movie, but it is sad, and it will bring you to tears. I don't care what kind of a strong man you think you are and how bad you are. Let me see how bad you are when you watch this movie. Yeah, you ain't too bad. But Marley and Me is number 2. Great movie. Coming in at number 1, a movie I just talked about in my last a few top tens, and that is Step Brothers. Step Brothers. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly team up again. In this movie, they have parents who are both divorced. Riley has a father. Ferrell has his mom. They meet at a conference and decided to get married and move into John C. Reilly's house along with his stepdad. So it's a big change for him. But the difference is that they're both 40 years old, or 39 years old, 40 and 39, and still living at home. You got Brennan, played by Will Ferrell, and Dale, played by John C. Reilly. And it is hysterical. The young cut version of this movie is great because they show more scenes. But I love the interactions between Dale and Dale's or Brennan's brother's wife when they start messing around. It's so funny. I want to roll you up into a ball and just stick you in my vagina. And that there's so many great lines in this movie. Boats and hoes, I gotta have my boats and hoes. It's a classic movie. It's the Catalina freaking wine mixer. But yeah, this is a great movie, and it deserves the number one spot on my top 10 list. So as always, in the comment section below, give me your top 10 list of 2008, and let me know, did you agree with my list? If you didn't, what movies would you replace and why? What would you put in there and take out of mine? And as always, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. I always do top 10s, movie reviews, rankings, TV show reviews, and trailer reviews. And as always, if there are trailer reviews or anything you want me to review or do a top 10 of, let me know in the comment section below. I will always respond to your comments. And just remember, let's have a lot of fun, a big discussion with this. Other than that, I thank you guys for watching. And stay tuned for one more top 10 list for this evening. Check you later.